There was this one episode, one plot. It's not even one episode. That's the problem. They had like 30 minutes to stop a timer, like of a bomb, right? And those 30 minutes took like 6, 7, or something episodes.
How long's an episode?
And 20 minutes.
Okay.
So.
Just to feel good at the end of the day.
Hello everybody, welcome back. 4th episode already. Can you imagine? RBS Go, random bullshit. We are going off topic every fucking minute. Just prepare yourself. Today, it's one of James's topics. I have actually no idea what he has in store for us today. So I'm gonna pass it over to you.
So hi everyone, and Embo. The topic for today is a 3-prong topic. You can loosely say media, but I want to know what your favorite band, artist's music is. Movies.
Ooh, yes.
And TV.
Ooh,
We're going
yes.
down the whole media route. I want TV, movie, books, which you can loosely put into it. It's this type of entertainment, and music. So those are them. Movies,
God.
TVs, books, and artists and music. All that fun stuff.
Well, I'm a nerd. If you've ever seen my channel and both of these, I talk about games, I talk about movies, I talk about shows, just franchises as a whole. So I definitely have very outspoken opinions on anything. You know, I've just finished Red Dead Redemption 2, and in my opinion, that's just the best game I've ever played. Maybe I've not played the right games, but it's definitely up there for most people as well. Okay, well, do you want to break it up into sections yourself then?
Yeah,
Which one do you want to start
I was
off
going to
with?
start with music. It's a very broad subject, but I'd like to know like your favorite artist, song. What was the last live performance you saw that you could say with music?
Ooh.
It doesn't have to be music for all things. It could be theatre, but theatre is
Yeah, of
heavily
course.
music driven.
True. Most of the time,
It-
most theater performances do exactly have like.
It's always
So
the
many.
music because, like, as theatres, I'm not going to put them down, but if you go watch them and there's not that ensemble of music, you're just watching some guy prance around on the stage with no atmosphere.
Yeah, true. That's also, I don't really like theater because it doesn't feel as much as facial acting as obviously movies does. But now we're already going off topic. What the hell?
And 2 minutes in and we're already down.
All right, okay, yes. My favorite band is Avenged Sevenfold. Most people know this about me. I am a gigantic heavy metal freak. I love heavy metal, especially for working out or playing shooter games or whatever. Whenever I need energy, I just go for heavy metal. But it's definitely not the only genre I like. I really like funk. And I am getting more and more into Eurobeat as well. You know, Eurobeat like
The game,
Deja
like
Vu.
Beat Saber.
Not Beat Saber. Do you know the song Deja
Yeah.
Vu? I just been in this place before. Yeah, that kind of music is really good for cardio. I really recommend it if you ever want to do cardio. Just put on some Eurobeat and you'll be motivated throughout the entire thing. But yeah, that's mainly heavy metal though. What about you?
My music taste is across the whole spectrum. I like everything except gangster rap, which I mean like
What?
traditional violent rap or whatever you want to say. I'm not a fan of it. I just don't like it. But I do like some classical music. I do like some metal. I do like some dance music. But for me, my favorite band still to this day is Funeral for a Friend. My little emo stage. I could happily put on one of their albums and just listen to them, the whole discography. I could easily
I'm
listen
upset.
to it.
No, but I'm upset. Like, I understand, like, classical music. I listen to it as well sometimes. Or, obviously, metal I love. And some emo music out there, like Bring Me the Horizon, stuff like that, I really like. But how can you not, like, I understand that you don't like most gangster rap. That's fine.
Yeah, but
how
don't
do you
know.
not like DMX?
There's some snippets in there. Like, don't get me wrong. Like the ones that have got famous, yes. But if I was just to put on like a radio or
okay.
Spotify, and then this genre comes up, and it's not a famous artist, like you said, DMX, you know, people like that. Yeah, everyone's listened to those music. we grew up.
What-o,
Well, yeah,
what-o,
that
what-o,
came
what-o.
out, or probably even before my time. I remember being in primary school, and that it was like the cool song to listen
But
to.
it is cool.
Or
It's
what was
still
it?
cool.
What was
What do
the
you
game? It
mean?
was like Def Jam Fighters or something like that as well.
Yeah, could be.
And that had like
Yeah.
the whole of that sort of soundtrack. Yeah, I don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
they had yeah.
There's a
Yeah, they had
reason.
another spike.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're famous. Is because they've succeeded in that genre. But if you were just to like open up any of the new guys who are famous for like 5 minutes, their music I can't stand.
Okay, well, for some rappers, that's the same for me. I used to say I didn't like Lil Nas X, and Lil Nas X saying that you don't like him is basically saying that you would, rather jump down a building than listen to Lil Nas X, which is just unacceptable to some people. And now I'm starting to understand, like, yeah, the tunes are really nice, and the producers are doing a good job, and Lil Nas has some fun ideas here and there, but I generally don't like the mumble hip hop genre. It's just not really for me. I don't know. It's okay if you listen to it as long as you understand that some of the songs just are dog shit. Because I am a heavy metal listener, I know that some of those songs are just.
What language are they
That's
speaking?
it.
And
Yeah.
it's not language, it's just noise.
I know that some of those are like that as well, but then as a mumble rap enjoyer, you also have to understand that some songs just sound like and that just doesn't cut it for me. I'd rather have someone screaming in my ears than someone mumbling. If I want to hear someone mumbling, I'm gonna ask my dad what he thinks about the current state of video games.
Wasted youth.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's but yeah, no, I do agree with you. Classical music is amazing, especially soundtracks.
I was
Do
going
you
to
listen
say
to any
soundtracks.
soundtracks?
I have on my Spotify. Let me just open it because if I'm playing a single player game, doesn't matter what it is, and I just want some background music. Where's my thing? Cinematic.
Well, most games do pretty well as well.
Cinematic chill out list. It's cinematic
Star Wars
chill
is
out.
in there.
It has nearly 700,000 likes on Spotify. It's 54 songs, 2.5 hours long, and it just has all the big, like, orchestra, whatnot, theme tunes of all the really famous songs that you never knew what these songs.
Wait. You don't put them together yourself.
Oh no, this is just a
playlists.
generic playlist, and I love it.
Why don't you make your own one?
I should do. I would
Yeah,
probably
you should
take
do
all
that.
54 of these songs and I'll just add to it.
Yeah, fair. No, I have that too. Like, I have the Apex Legends theme in there, an original Modern Warfare 2
So
soundtrack.
just for another side whole diversion, you're going to have to grind that heirloom this 14 days.
Man, I genuinely don't have time tomorrow. I'm working. Okay, that's nothing for the podcast to worry about. But I'm pretty busy. I'm in my exams, so
How many do you have left?
gaming.
How many do you have left to do?
Out of the top of my head, I have one big one,
Yeah.
for sure. And then I have, because I have to make an Atari movie, then I think around 4.
What's the parameters of your movie? Like, does it have to be length? Does it have to have so many actors? Does it need a
Yes,
script? Does it have to
doesn't
be
have to have
shot
so
in a
many
certain
actors,
way?
but-
Is it like black and white? Is it grainy?
No,
Or is that
we're
your
pretty
choice?
free. We're pretty free. Most of the things is music can't be copyrighted, but I
That's
am allowed to
understandable.
have. Yeah, but I am allowed to. For example, I am walking into someone's room and they're playing Nirvana. That's fine, but just don't put it on yourself on the edit. I am allowed to call as many acts as I like. It's basically we got one theme which was superheroes, and then we had to choose from 3 types of films that you could make. So either a short film or a documentary, or you could choose to do, and I'm the only one in the entire class that did that, infotainment, which is just basically kind of what I already do in YouTube, but higher quality. You just sit there and you talk about something, and then you show a funny haha interview. You show a haha funny sketch that you made. Done. That's it. You're just getting Intel across. So yeah, no, it's not. It's not much. I don't have many shots that I have to have in it. It's pretty. It's
I
pretty
wasn't sure if it was like had to be a time length of like half an hour or 20 minutes or something, or
Yeah, 10 to 15 is the skill. But if you have more than 15 minutes,
they're not going to
of
penalize
a
you for it.
video, well, no, they will. But it's just, why would you do that?
Do what?
Like,
Yeah,
why would-
it's more that do what they have asked for. Don't do something else.
yeah, you could push it probably, but I wouldn't take that risk. But yeah, speaking of songs, Nirvana also pretty good.
I do like my
I do
classic
love
rock. I have to say that I have been brought into the classic rock world because the deckhands I work with on ship, they're all varying from age, from like, I think the youngest guy might be like 22, 23, and they're going to people into their 50s. And right now, I fall slap into the middle of that age group, like, okay, 31 I am, so I'm a little bit on the younger end.
You had to think about that one?
Well, I'm 32 next month.
Whew. Oh, wait, whoa. What date?
April 23rd.
Let the people know. Oh, 23rd.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I'm
okay.
32
Wait,
then.
I don't have my phone with me. I'm gonna try and keep this in mind. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm pre-classic rock generation. Like, that's our parents' music, and that's what I grew up listening to. Like, you remember sitting out on a summer's day, you're like 5, 6, 7 years old. Your dad's got and your parents have got friends round for a barbecue, and there's just like Simply Red, the Eagles, these sort of bands just playing in the background.
Why are you naming the most niche popular rock bands?
Because
Bands all the time.
they have become the karaoke classics on ship.
Oh,
Because,
God. Okay, because usually it's just AC/DC, Guns N' Roses.
Oh, it's all
and
that,
stuff like
Aerosmith, whatnot, everything, Bon Jovi,
Aerosmith,
it's all there. But the karaoke book on ship is very selective, and most of the songs are in Tagalog, which is language of the Philippines. And because the deckhands of Philippines, they sing quite a lot of Tagalog songs. Obviously, it's their own language. Why not? And it's a blue boy party, so it's a closed party just for the deckhands. So they're all relaxing, eating, drinking, singing some songs. And we pass by as it's our department, it's our guys we work with, so we have to sing the English songs. And those are what's there. They've picked the songs, they've downloaded the software. So it's all the classic rock, you got Hotel California, everything like this.
I love that.
And if you ever turn up to a Filipino karaoke party, the Filipinos are a secret karaoke race. Every single Filipino in the world can sing karaoke. And then there's my monotone voice sitting in the corner singing Wonderwall because you don't have to think about changing a note.
That's true. Today, it's gotta be the day that we gotta throw it back to you.
Exactly. That's the best go-to karaoke song if you're tone deaf.
Gorillaz might work as well, you feel good. Yeah, well, I like classic rock as well. I didn't grow up with it. Want to know how I got into classic rock? It's a pretty weird story. So, when I was in high school, and you gotta understand, high school is something different here in the Netherlands. You start around 13, I think. And then most people, some people go on for 2 more years, but most people after 4 years, they quit. I think I was in my second year, and then I got into trap. Mainly the Fat Rat or NCS trap, or there are a few pretty famous YouTube ones out there. The Living Tombstone, I don't know if you got that one. It's probably before your generation, but Five Nights at Freddy's, that kind of stuff.
I think it was
really cool.
A little bit before me, but I know what it is.
Yeah, probably. But I really got into the trap, and then YouTube started recommending the trap remixes of famous rock songs. And I was like, oh, damn, this kind of slaps. And then slowly but surely I started listening to rock. And after many years, I started getting into metal as well. But it's so weird that from trap remixes, I got into rock. I didn't know AC/DC before. I knew a remix of an AC/DC song.
It's a strange way to get into it.
It's really strange. But I loved it a lot. I loved it a lot. I actually think, I don't know if you know the song, but Fire Your Guns from AC/DC is the most underrated song ever. No one ever talks about that song. No one ever remembers that song, but it's so good. So yeah, that's me on music.
So, what was your What was the last live performance you've seen? Anything really where, say, music played a large role. So you could have gone to like the cinema and it could have had like a live orchestra pit or something like that. Because some cinemas are doing that nowadays. Where if it's a big feature film, you know, they could have like the full London Symphony Orchestra sitting in the front, so you get the live music experience.
No, I have never experienced that. I do get a lot of recommendations or ads for it. Like I'd see, come watch Pirates of the Caribbean with
I don't
live
know what
orchestra.
it is, but there's something Disney related going around in the UK at the moment, and I saw an advert because I live in Glasgow that there was one night this month. There's going to be another one of these live orchestra cinema experiences.
Yeah, it has been mostly Disney here as well, because that's so weird if you think about it. That Pirates of the Caribbean is Disney.
Yeah.
You don't really think
Their
of that.
portfolio Disney own is insane.
Yeah, it's so weird. But no, the last one I've been to was a concert actually. So yeah, music based, Volbeat, and it was really amazing. Volbeat is so good. It has this perfect mix between a pretty clean voice but a really heavy instrumental whatever, and that man can sing. It's so insane. I loved it, even though I wasn't even I was on the seat. I wasn't like on down there with the people.
Yeah, you went in the mosh
in
pit
the
throwing
pit.
punches.
Yeah, I wasn't there, unfortunately. I was on the seat. I was just up there and just sitting, sometimes standing, just being like, yeah, good music. But I still loved it. It
was still good, yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah. What about you?
Actually, the last thing I went to where I could say live music was the main feature was a theatre show.
Okay.
A couple months ago, I got my mum some tickets for her birthday to see The Lion King. So it was like the famous theatre production of The Lion King that travels around. So I went to see that, and they have the whole live orchestra band there as well, and I thought it was really good.
I mean, it is big for a reason.
Yeah, it's
obviously.
well famous
So-
for a reason because it's a bloody
Yeah.
good show. But just being like
Yeah.
in the room with the music, which just makes it so atmospheric, and everyone liked that. Everyone watched The Lion King when they were kids, so it's like a little part of your childhood, but now on like
Yeah.
an adult plane, if that makes sense. It's not a child thing, the theatre, it's more adult. And it was done in like more adult themed, so it was good to see.
I hope that
recommend
will
it.
happen with. Yeah, but I hope that will happen with the animation industry a little bit more.
I think
You've been seeing it more.
Well, looking
but-
at how big the video game industry and how closely animation is linked to it, it's just like the next
Yeah.
biggest industry. It's up there with films nowadays with the amount of money that it produces and rakes in. That
Yeah,
there's
but
going
it
to
doesn't.
be...
It doesn't even. It does. People don't even recognize it. Have you heard that at the Oscars and at the Oscars, the Puss in Boots was not even nominated for anything.
I think it's going to... The new Puss in Boots looks terrible. Like, don't get me
What?
wrong. The story...
Whoa!
Story-wise might suck. I don't know. But the level of detail into the animation and everything, like, I can't fault it on the creation point. The trailer for me didn't do anything for me. For everyone's reference back at home, Embo was looking completely shocked and aghast.
James, how fucking dare you? What?
Just didn't work for me.
Have you seen the movie?
I've seen Puss in Boots, not the latest and newest one. Like, I've seen...
No, the newest one is what I'm talking about.
No, I've not seen it. I've seen the trailer and I was like, yeah.
Oh god, you didn't like that animation. It was meant to be like kind of goofy.
No.
and
I'm
colorful.
saying the animation was good. Like, the art style, the creation. I'm just saying the story probably sucks and it didn't appeal to me.
Nope, the story is. I mean, it's basic, but it's executed well.
Like, I'm not detracting from the
yeah.
fact that the amount of detail that Disney do is always stupidly insane.
It's DreamWorks.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what's even better was before I went to contract this last time, I went to see Avatar 2. Now, spectacularly and visually, that's amazing. You know, the level of detail. However, that 3-hour film could have been done in 1.5 hours. There's a good middle part of that film where it's like I'm not going to say anything about it because I'm going to still regard it as a relatively new film. So if you haven't seen it or people listening haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it. But there's a chunk of that film that's in the middle or like 2/3 in that was like, if you need to go for a pee, this is the perfect time because you're not going to miss anything.
Just give us a few references. If we see a shot of this and this and this, then we have to go for a pee.
Yeah.
Can you give us like a reference?
Okay, so when it's anything to do with the sea creatures, you can just kind of disappear.
Okay, good to know. Well, I do want to watch the movie at one point.
It's visually stunning. The amount of detail
I've
in
heard.
it is insane, and you can see why it took so long to produce because they haven't skimped on anything. But yeah, that's.
Have we ever actually gone on track in this show?
No.
Like, instead of pulling us back on the track, we just went on it ourselves.
No.
Because we just went from talking about
Music.
soundtracks to talking about movies and stuff
Yeah.
without even any direction from ourselves. I do think this
It's
does
kind
deserve
of on,
like a...
It's kind of on track because I gave 3 prongs, so we haven't gone and talked about, oh, have you seen the person crossing the road or something like that? You know, just some random point.
We did well. We did well. So what's your favorite movie of all time then? This is really hard. I know.
It's hard. Like,
So many, you know? There's so many. You can go for Django Unchained.
if you
One
want
of
to
the best
talk
comics out there.
what I mean by independent movie is not independent movie, but a standalone movie that's not part of a franchise or a sequel. Because let's say, for the right time for me, I grew up on the Harry Potter time, so those books were very great for me. In turn, since it was such a part of my childhood, not everyone likes the films. Films are hit and miss depending which ones you're watching. Some are good, some are okay. But for me, I'll always like them. They have that rewatchability for me. But they're not my favorite films, but it's a good series of films.
Yeah, Star Wars is the same for me. Like, I can see why people don't like it, especially the sequels. But
There's only
that's
one
another
trilogy.
some people don't like the prequels either. It's fine. I've been rewatching Star Wars with my dad because he has never seen it, and he quite likes it. You know, he kind of connects that Christian message behind it, and that works for him. Okay, sure, why not? And he likes it. So I think Star Wars is something anyone could get into. I've been trying to get into Harry Potter. I've really tried. But
Books are better
after
than
the third
films.
movie, I was like, well, it was fun, but it was, I don't know. I've seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and that was less bizarre than whatever is going on in Harry Potter.
Yeah. For me, they were a good set of books. And I always think if you're invested in a book, it will always be better than a film. Because it's your imagination that has made it so good. Like, you've had different images, you've had different whatever. So, I think always if you find a good book, it will always beat the film version of the book because it can't live up to your mental expectation.
Yeah, I'm really thinking, because there's so many movies.
There's so many good
mostly,
movies that I can just think of that timeless classics that everyone agrees are good films. And B,
Christopher Nolan movies.
And then there's your own specific, quite niche films that you personally like.
Yeah.
And then there's these wild cards out of nowhere that is like, ooh, that's a good film.
I have that all the time where I'm like, this movie was way better than it should have been. And then I talk about it with people, and then they were like, that was fucking awful. What do you mean?
The last film I saw in this, well, not the last film I saw, but the last big film I saw, relatively big in the cinema, that I personally didn't like, that a lot of people really liked, was Dune.
Okay, God, here's it coming. What?
Dune.
dude. Damn. Oh my god, finally. I didn't like it either.
Man, I found it so boring.
So
it was like, I think it's a 2-hour film, so it's not a particularly long film. But they're going for like a 2-hour walk in the desert. Trying to look for some spice with some kid with a voice that can control people.
The voice. I really hated the voice. I loved so many things, like the technology, the empire, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
The city that they were in, the characters, all so cool. And then they were like, well, basically the voice is like the Force, but with a voice. And I was like, this is not working for me. I'm sorry, but those sand creatures, those were fucking badass.
Yeah, there were some good bits.
Really
there
cool.
were good bits of the film, but the story I found lacking. But I know it's a series, so I don't know how true to like the first film is to the first book. Like, is it leading up for more important things? So I'll watch June 2, whatever it is, and if I don't like it, then I've cast myself out from the series. It's no love lost. But the first one,
because it's so open-ended that it's worth going to the sequel. If it wasn't so open-ended, you wouldn't go to the sequel, but you just kind of have to. And if you don't like that either, then, well, you don't like the full story. That's fine. But what is the best movie of all time? We have to come to an agreement. So I am throwing this one out there. I've been thinking really hard, but there's never... I have, like, periods with movies. I'm like, now I'm in a Puss in Boots period, where I'm like, oh, that's one of the best animated movies of all time. But there's one movie I will always come back to and be like, this movie is amazing, and that's Inception.
That's a good film.
Inception is really good. And it's either Inception for me, and I know I'm a Christopher Nolan fanboy, this is kind of biased, it's either Inception or Interstellar. Either one of the two.
Interstellar.
I'm sorry, I just can't pick anything
and
else.
that's
I'm
got
really
a cracking
thinking.
Soundtrack, Interstellar.
Both do.
Yeah.
Have you heard Time from Hans Zimmer? Hans Zimmer is so good.
Yeah, if you go into
insane.
these cinematic, if I'm looking through, there's a lot of Hans Zimmer in it.
Yes.
Just because, like,
you forget sometimes that he's like the componist of something. He's also the componist of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, he's written a lot, or composed a lot,
so
I should
different.
say. And you
Call of
really
Duty.
don't realize how big the score music is for, like, massive films. How intricate and how well they have been designed and created.
Yeah, I think it might for me be Interstellar. That movie just really gave me chills. And when a standalone movie gives me chills, like when a series gives me chills, that's fine, right? You have been spending time with the character, and the character is going through drama. Oh no, I'm gonna cry. But when one single standalone movie with no sequels, no prequels whatsoever, can make you go, damn, that is a good movie. That is a really good movie. So Interstellar is up there for me. It's probably the best, in my opinion.
My two films that I always like to go back to and watch are quite weird and quite different from one another.
Oh god, here we go.
So have you ever heard of the film Road to Perdition?
No.
It's who is the actor? It's bugging me now.
Oh god, there's another one I want to throw out there. 7.
Oh, lucky number 7.
No, just
Just
7. The detective movies with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt.
Yep. So Road to Perdition is Tom Hanks, who I knew, but it's got Paul Newman and Jude Law in it.
Okay,
And
I haven't seen it.
It's a good film. Yeah, I've got its IMDb out, and it's like 7.7 out of 10. So it's in the upper echelons. It's above average.
Mm-hmm. What is your other movie?
Revenant.
Okay. Let me just see what IMDb says. What they think is the best movie of all time.
Are you going to get the IMDb top list?
Yes. Where is it? Menu. Top box office. Wait, where does it actually? Best Picture winners, Women's History Month.
You want IMDb top 100, don't you? For movies, let's see. Top 250 movies. Here we go. This I was actually thinking of number 1. Absolute classic, Shawshank Redemption.
The Shawshank Redemption. Yeah, that's really good.
And then
it's
you were
really
like
good.
number 3, The Dark Knight.
Yeah, The Dark Knight is definitely one of my favorites. I really love Christopher Nolan, man. What a fucking director. There is a few here that I just haven't seen. There is one that I don't agree with.
Which is?
I don't think Return of the King is the best Lord of the Rings movie. I think The Two Towers... No, wait. Is Return of the King the third one? Okay, never mind. I agree.
Because what is it? Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return.
Yeah. Fellowship, I think... Yeah,
Well, you can see
okay,
there's 2 Lord of the Rings in the top 10 right there.
3 in the top 13. And they're all in the top 13.
Top 15, yeah. Inception's 14.
Inception should be on 6. And where is Interstellar?
7 is up there. I haven't watched that, so I'll give that a go. Number 19.
Number 18, Empire Strikes Back. Agree?
What list
7
are
on
you
21.
looking at?
Top 100.
I got top 250. So number 18 you said was?
Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
That's 15 for me. How do we have different lists?
Okay, wait. When was this list posted? Can I see it somewhere?
Where? I'll link it to you. Cut.
Okay, wait. This is really
This is
weird.
the one.
So IMDb has 2 lists.
And this is sorted
2
by
different
ranking.
lists. It's... Okay, wait. Sorted by IMDb rating descending. And this one is rated as regular IMDb voters. Okay, so it is different. This one is just IMDb rating, and the other one you have is IMDb voters.
Yeah, so should I go for rating? Yeah, let's go for rating.
Yeah, all right, let's go for rating. So 19 is Interstellar. I think that's too low. Silence of the Lamb is 20. I completely agree. Anthony Hopkins killed it. 7, the one I was talking to you about, is on 21, which I think is a fair point. Star Wars Episode 4, Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, there are a few that I just haven't seen.
Private Ryan's a good film.
Yeah, I know I have that one, but there are a few that I haven't seen or I don't like that much. But hey, okay. Yeah, no. Okay, I kind of could see this list, but my list personally would be Interstellar on number 1, Inception on number 3, and 7... what? Why did I jump to 3? What did I know?
You put Interstellar as third, so you're holding the second place.
Interstellar number 1. So Interstellar is the best. Then comes 7, and then comes Inception. There we go. Jesus, my mind is not on it today. What about your top 3?
I'll put Road to Perdition, Revenant, and then for the third one, let's see. It's not easy, is it? It's like a lot of films you do truly like.
Yeah, I think it's easier with shows.
Yeah. So for third place, I would probably say... No, not Jaws.
I wanted to build up some excitement. Okay, well, I'll just...
I don't know. Like a lot of choices.
And the answer is...
I like... It's such a stupid film, but it's always one that can just get a good laugh out of me.
Oh, God.
Is Monty Python. And like The Life of Brian or Holy Grail I put as number 3. Because it's just stupid slapstick humour of your parents' generation. So maybe if it was made nowadays, it wouldn't be so PC. But it's... If you watch like Holy Grail, there's so many stupid things in there where it is just slapstick humor, where it's just trying to get the laughs, and it does it well.
Okay.
So I'll put...
Any other?
Yeah, I'll put Holy Grail as number 3, Monty Python.
Okay. And then?
What, for 4 and 5, or 1 and 2?
1 and 2.
One I would put as Revenant, 2 I'd put Road to Perdition, and then 3
so you're still
is
on the
Holy
same...
Grail, yeah. I'll stay on those ones.
Fair point. Okay, well, that's movies. Next up.
So TV shows.
TV show. Okay,
what
this one.
is your regular go-to binge that when you complete it, you can instantly go back to the start and just rewatch without missing a beat?
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
I'm sorry, I don't have it with regular TV shows as much. I mean, okay, Arcane is one season. Invincible is 1 season. The Boys is only 3 seasons. Those are just easy to go back and then play them and watch them again. But Attack on Titan is the only long-running show that I would go back and watch again. Because Attack on Titan doesn't really go bad. It just goes weird. But Game of Thrones, Westworld, Walking Dead, all amazing shows. All of them. But I don't want to rewatch them just because of them going bad at one point.
Yeah, I think I've
sucking.
You've probably seen it, and I am conscious that I need to finish this series. There's 2 series that I've watched, and they had been out fully completed, so I binged them.
Yeah.
And I binged it so hard that I got
that
burned.
you got like to a dead end.
I got to the point of the show. I'm like, fuck it, I want to watch something else. You know, I'd watched too much, and then
okay, tell me. I am full in anticipation now, James. Come on.
So one
Give it to
is
me.
Sons of Anarchy,
Okay.
which I've never finished.
I've never seen it, so-
It's a good show, actually. I've been slowly watching it, and I've got all seasons to watch, so I can watch them at my leisure. And one hits a little bit closer to home for you with that shirt. Breaking Bad.
No, I remember now. Okay, yeah, okay. IMDb will also say Breaking Bad is the best TV show. We'll say Planet Earth 1 and Planet Earth 2, but I don't count those. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I binged Breaking
Bad to the point
so
where
hard
you
that
broke
I
bad.
probably watched 3 seasons in one day or something like that, and I was just like, and I just walked away. I know everyone rants and raves about it, and I started watching it with my missus, and the
Okay.
girlfriend just didn't like it, couldn't get into it. So then I was like, fair enough, not everyone has the same taste as everything. So then it just got put back on the back burner, and I haven't gone back to it. So it's something I should probably just watch like 1 or 2 episodes a day. Don't
Yeah,
binge
I
it, or
just
just
do one.
control the binge.
Yeah, I just do one. I did one a day with Breaking Bad. It was like, and I have that with One Piece now, and One Piece is 1,000 episodes, so that's not on the list of rewatching.
That can't be rewatched.
Yeah, like that. Like watching it is the rewatching. I really like it, but has become my point of relaxation in my day.
You like watch 1
in
or
the
2
evening.
episodes, and then you just
Yeah, and well, with One Piece, and that is one complaint I have with One Piece. And if there's any One Piece listeners out there, I'm sorry, but you probably know that this is a problem. They can really drag on fights or plots for a little too long. And it's fine, like I understand that anime is a bit different and that some shots just take longer, but it really feels like there was this one plot. It's not even one episode. That's the problem. They had like 30 minutes to stop a timer, like of a bomb, right? And those 30 minutes took like 6, 7, or something episodes.
How long's an episode?
And 20 minutes.
Okay.
So
That ain't real time.
it took so long. It was like, I get it that it's unrealistic, and sometimes it works. I've seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is also an anime that kind of does that, where he will have stopped time for 10 seconds, but then it will feel like it will be like 1 minute because he's talking while he's stopping the time, you know? But that's fine. But 6, 7 episodes for 30 minutes, it goes a little too far for me. But I do really like it, and I think you should try anime as well, James. One day you will have to understand why people like it, and you gotta give a few anime a good shot, you know. You have to. Good. True. Attack on Titan is a really good one. One Piece is a really funny one. So, no, not One Piece. One Punch Man. One Piece is just too long. I don't recommend it to anyone who doesn't want to subject themselves to that time.
Got 1,000 episodes and probably still going. I don't think it probably must be one of the longest running things going at this
Ever.
time.
Yeah.
The only thing probably going to rival it is maybe The Simpsons, because that's been going on for fucking years.
South Park will probably kill it.
There's not
South
many
Park,
episodes in South Parks in each season.
No, but they are still running, and the quantity has really fucked up the quantity has really fucked up the
Simpsons
quality.
is on 745 episodes.
Okay, so One Piece is still on the top.
South
running.
Park's only got 317. So South Park's been going since 1997, but it's not exactly
What?
like it's got a lot of episodes per season. Simpsons has been going since 89 and it's on its 34th season.
Let me just Google it. What show? Okay, these are all shows I just don't know. What show has the most episodes ever? And it's like Guiding Light, General Hospital, Days of Our
Be
Life.
something stupid like, what is it? America's Next Top Model. This modeling catwalk one. That has been going on for years. And they must
Yeah,
have
but like I don't count that. I don't really count that.
episodes.
What
It's,
show? Okay, well-
okay, Young and the Restless soap opera.
Yeah, it's
12,549 episodes.
We gotta have a new word that will introduce TV shows as in a story told over
This
time.
is an animated German. It's been going since November
Ah.
22nd, 1959. Forgive my pronunciation. It's like Sandmachen. It's on season 61. Episode is 22,200.
Okay, I'm just gonna Google what story-driven show has the most episodes ever, and then it says Gunsmoke, which is a western. Oh, the CBS show was on for 2 decades of doing episodes seemingly every week of the year. Gunsmoke finally ended in its run in 1975. This has less episodes than One Piece. It has 635 episodes.
Yeah, I just went through.
They don't even recognize One Piece. They don't even recognize it. Oh God, that's so sad. Oh, now I kind of feel like I have to defend One Piece here. That's really sad. Okay, well, anyway, my top 3 shows. Ow! I hit my desk with my knee. Oh, okay.
You're not hitting your mic.
What?
You're not hitting your mic now.
No, that was no. Yeah, I've stopped doing that. Top 3 of all time. Number 1 will be Breaking Bad. That's without question. And then it really gets hard because so many shows have fucked up, and I don't want to give something like Invincible the number 2 because it has only 1 season. So I'm gonna give it to The Boys. Number 2 is gonna go to The Boys on Amazon Prime. If you haven't seen it and you don't like blood, don't go watch it. If you haven't seen it and you do like blood, go watch it. It's really gory. I even like gagged a few times, and I can handle a few things. Yeah, but Breaking Bad. So on number 1, and then number 2, The Boys, and number 3 will go to Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Pretty in character, but yeah.
For me, both of these shows would never be made now.
Oh shit.
Trailer Park Boys.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's
I'm
hard.
gonna Google it
I
now.
want to say it's hard to get into, but
Park Boys.
it's so
Okay.
stupid and funny, and it's just something you can turn your brain off to and watch. The other was Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, okay, I know that one.
Yeah, I like that. The older stuff was probably a little bit better because it came back recently just to finish itself off, and it finished itself off, but it wasn't like the older stuff's better. And then I will say it was a single season, but I will have to. It's like a mini docu-series. It was a TV show, and I just loved it. It was Chernobyl, if you've ever seen it.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it on HBO. Yeah,
So good.
yeah, I wanted to watch it, but
So good.
I can imagine. Yeah, HBO is really good, but Game of Thrones and Westworld are 2 shows that.
Oh, but that's complete
Where-
fantasy. Like, let's say they actually
Yeah,
took
yeah,
something that was real and factual, and they just hit it straight out the park. So good. So
Yeah,
when
I
that
can
was coming
imagine.
out in the UK, that was all anyone could talk about. It's like, oh, what are you doing? Let's say it came out on a Friday night where people my age would be going down the pub. going out or just relaxing somewhere, that I'm gonna go watch Chernobyl. It's coming out the next episode tonight, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, I have that with The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
In 2
I
hours,
just watched.
as
I
of the
watched
time of
episode
recording.
5 today.
And what did you think of it? No spoilers for the people watching.
It was good.
She a
It was
baddie.
good. It was good.
You know who I'm talking
Good.
about? She a baddie.
Good plot twist at the end. Like my
Yeah.
knowledge of the Star Wars universe in any way, shape, and form is probably like your dad. I just never grew up.
No, that's not true. You have seen this. You have seen the Clone Wars. He didn't want to watch it, but
I've never been. Actually, I've not seen the Clone Wars.
I'm believing.
Exactly. So
Come on, James.
my in depth of Star Wars is watching what we will say is the original trilogy, and watching those, and then for a long time, Phantom Menace came out when I was in school, and then I subsequently saw the other ones that sort of led up, but I've never really played the games, got into the canon, got into the universe, because I know he's created something huge. Lucas has. It's the same with like J.R. Tolkien and Lord of the Rings. They're complete.
Oh no, it's not the
I'm
same.
just saying
It's
they're
better.
complete different ends of
Ooh.
spectrums, but the fans have been so encapsulated by it that the universe has sprung, and the canon has been formed, and everyone falls into it, and everyone loves it, and it's all good. It's all great. Don't get me wrong. I've found you might not like all of them, but The Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, The Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, Boba Fett.
But for me, not knowing anything about the lore or the canon truly, like, don't get me wrong, you put Yoda in front of me or whatever, I could probably rattle off a few people. I know Samuel L. Jackson was the only one that got the purple lightsaber because he said to Lucas one, I want purple. And I was like, okay.
I have a purple lightsaber here. Wait, let me show you. So you can also change the sounds. I'm not going to do that for the audio. So if I do this,
I can see it pulsing
Orange.
and then orange and purple, blue.
look at that! Look at that! It can change into all colors. It's not really easy to see on the webcam, but I am a huge Star Wars fan. And people have been coming up to me and saying, but Embo, Star Wars is not that great. And the thing is, I'm fine with you saying the movies aren't great. And then I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Have you seen the Clone Wars? Yeah, I've seen one episode. I didn't like it. And then that's the moment I'm just like, well, shut up then. The thing is, the beautiful thing about Star Wars is not the movies, it's not the stories, it's not the characters, even though those are all amazing. It's the universe. The fact that we could talk about Anakin Skywalker one moment, and then we could talk about Din Djarin, who is just some random Mandalorian guy, another moment, and then Andor, which was also amazing. I really recommend that to you. Have you seen Andor?
Don't know.
Andor with an A, not with an E, with an A.
Let me Google it. What is this?
It's the prequel to Rogue One, basically.
Oh yes,
about
I
the
saw
pilot.
That's what I failed to mention as well. Those
Way
are the
Out.
ones that got me into this. Like, I don't want to use the term, but you used it. I'm not a Star Wars nerd. I'm not. I've never been, but I think for someone that's not into Star Wars or has never been exposed, these mini series are so good at getting that person into that. Because, like, if I truly like these 4 mini series, what's stopping me from rewatching the whole Star Wars catalog? What's stopping me from watching the Clone Wars?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, well, I am not stopping you. In fact, I am pushing you. You're going to watch the Clone Wars sooner or
probably
later,
the next
as
thing for
well
me
as
would
an
probably
anime.
be actually rewatch the old classic films and then watch the prequels.
And then you can stop at the second prequel, and then you can watch the Clone Wars, and then you watch Revenge of the Sith, and you cry extra. For the people who've seen Star Wars in that way know how that works. It really does hit different after watching the Clone Wars. It's really fucking cool. But yeah, no, Star Wars is amazing. we shouldn't have an entire section, but we will now. Down in the timestamps, it will be like 10 minutes Star Wars,
15 minutes Star Wars.
15 minutes Star Wars. That's my bad. I do want to kind of still talk about a little bit about video games. We've talked about it before.
They're integral. They do link into everything.
They do link into everything here.
Books that have made films and films that have inspired video games, and there's video games made from films even long before books. So
yeah,
okay. It's going to be a new genre that is very quickly going to become more mainstream. Like
it is more
10, 15 years ago when I first started playing video games. Maybe when I must have been 7, I got exposed to the Nintendo 64. And everyone on our street had a Nintendo 64. And obviously I was the youngest, I was 7, so I got like a racing game, I got a FIFA game, I got something else. You know, when you buy it, you got the bundle. But then people started sharing the cartridges. You'd be like, can I borrow your game? Yeah, there's a cartridge. And then it started to move around houses. But everyone knew where the cartridge was. Everyone knew who was borrowing. And it was like you just borrow someone's cartridge for a week and you just play that game. There was very few games had cheat codes. And what I mean by cheat codes, it was like, let's say you got to level 55. It would give you a code so you can continue from level 55 instead of putting like a 4-hour grind in to just try and get to level 55 and continue. So that was the cheat code. You know, it was like, okay, you've got to here. You can continue now without the 4 hours of grind. And that was probably when I was 7, and I've never really looked back.
Fair. What is your favorite game franchise? So not your favorite game of all time. Like, I know what you're gonna say with best game of all time, probably.
Actually, I don't know, because
you're probably one of those people who just says either Call of Duty World at War or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. No.
That's the game I put the most amount of hours into one franchise, and that's probably not because the game was great. It was more of the social aspect. So, you know, like, you played with your friends, and it was just...
Is it the one? Is it the one that is it him?
No. That's not the greatest
okay,
game of all time. That's a love-hate relationship, and we can all agree with that. But for me,
Overwatch.
Probably the greatest game that I've played. And the franchise I liked the most was Fable.
Okay.
1 to 3. Fable 1 I just loved when it first came out. And yeah, it went downhill from there. But I still liked the franchise enough to replay all 3 of those games religiously.
Okay.
But for me, my favorite games have always been single-player games. I like
multiplayer
story-rich,
multiplayer
immersive. Just put your headphones on, or when you started playing, it was always a console. We never started on PC, or if we did start on PC, congratulations. But you sit up in your bedroom or wherever it is, you play something story-rich or atmospheric, and you just get lost in it.
That is the most beautiful thing, because I do believe that games are made to just distract you. They're made to put you in a different world, and I think multiplayer games kind of suck in that way, since what they do is they kind of remind you of the mental problems that everyone has.
They keep your entertainment for 20 minutes if you're lucky, and then you have 3 minutes of reality, it just goes and then you go back for 20 minutes of distraction.
Yeah, but story-rich games, I mean, I've said my best game of all time is Red Dead Redemption 2, but it's not my favorite genre. My favorite genre is very guessable as well. We've been playing within that franchise a lot. Yeah, you know the one. Yeah, say it. Yes, the Titanfall and Apex franchise.
They're so very close links, so you would love them to do the Titanfall 3, but I think they're just on the cash grab of Apex at the moment.
EA money grabs.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
So yeah.
DLC. too expensive currency. It's in the game. $160 for an heirloom. It's in the game. I don't know. EA kind of sucks, but what doesn't? Well, I'm just gonna say hands down, best developer and producer, Rockstar Games. Just gonna say it. I'm sorry. It's what game has lied the least? No, what gaming producer has lied the least to their fans, has delivered the most to their fans, and have always come with quality products? Rockstar Games. There is no other developer that comes through.
Where's GTA 6?
It's coming.
How
The
many
thing is,
platforms has GTA 5 hit?
Yes,
What
but have you not seen the
can
leak at all? Have you even noticed that there was a leak,
Yeah.
James? Okay, because it wasn't even supposed to do it, because
PlayStation
what Rockstar
3,
does.
Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, obviously Windows, which is PC, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series X and S. That's 1, 2,
Red Dead
3,
Redemption
4,
2 was
5,
in
6,
between GTA
7.
5 and 6.
That's 7 platforms right now.
Yes, but they were also busy with Red Dead Redemption 2, so you can't blame them.
However,
And the thing is,
you
with
can't
Rockstar-
play it on the Nintendo Switch. Yet.
Fuck Nintendo Switch. God.
Yet.
But-
that will be the
no,
final
but-
port of the game when they're putting it to bed to turn the servers off. The Switch gets it for a week.
But James, guess how many times have I, when playing Overwatch 2, complained about the story mode still not being released? How many times have I complained?
There's no
Probably
story mode.
1,000. I don't know, fucking too many times. And the thing is, with Blizzard, they said that like 3 years ago that soon there will be a story mode, and we still have nothing. Rockstar Games just shuts the hell up until they know for certain, okay, now we're close to finishing the game. And then they say, hey guys, we're probably gonna finish this game sooner or later. Now with the GTA 6 leak, that's kind of changed. Now people know that they're busy with something and they're gonna expect it to come soon, which is a issue. But games should start doing that again, where they just completely shut up in the development, and then when the game is close to finishing, then they're like, hey guys,
Hey, I'm on their
new
website.
game.
And it says beginning in 2023. So we're past the beginning now. First quarter ends in, was it 2
Overwatch,
days?
you mean?
No, first quarter of the year ends in 2 days.
Overwatch 2, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in the first quarter of the
okay.
year is over in 2 days, and on their website it says beginning in 2023. So I'm saying that should be the first quarter. The next chapter of Overwatch Saga with a series of intense PvE missions.
Okay. They still have to show me, but
They got 2 days.
maybe they will. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, I think we've tackled most. I'm not gonna say all because there's still probably like we haven't covered books.
Whole point, yeah.
Yeah, I mean we can cover books, but I've only read Star Wars books, so you're not gonna get far with me. I do want to thank you all for listening. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, you can ask us a question on the episode itself. That's an option nowadays. So if you have any questions, leave them. Ask us anything. It cannot be the length of James' penis. I'm sorry.
It's a short question.
The question is short or the answer?
Both.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let us know what you want to know. And next episode, we'll be back with a banger. And maybe, just maybe, we'll answer your questions. Maybe. Probably.
Maybe.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you. See you guys.
Bye.
Just to feel good